So Mr. Beast recently uploaded a video titled "Beat Ronaldo, Win $1 Million." And I was like, oh, I mean, cool. It's a video where, in case you haven't watched it, the idea here is that he puts some athletes, sometimes I think it's like someone who does some sort of like college sports or maybe like in high school, I don't know, up against some of the world most famous athletes in that sport. Sometimes it's like a random guy, I think. So it is interesting because the idea is that they compete, but the pro is somehow handicapped. And if the random person wins, they get money. If they lose, the money goes to charity. It's a fun idea. I think it's really good. And they got a lot of great names in here. They got Tom Brady. They got, well, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. They got I don't know who this like baseball guy is, but he's got apparently like incredibly popular as well. And they got like a pro golfer. I don't know who that is either. I've never watched golf in my life. But yeah, they got a bunch of really famous guys. They got apparently one like the fastest man alive to race against ISO speed. It's been 2 days. It's like 78 million views already. It's insane. But the thing is that I was watching this video, and at some point we get to this.
Click the link in the description, download the Yahoo Sports app right now, and we're going to be giving $100,000 to people who get the Mr. Beast card in their daily draw packs. That's $10,000 each day for 10 days straight, starting on December 20th. And if you sign up for a game reminder, you can win a trip to meet me and the boys for a day and get a selfie with us while you're on set.
This video is sponsored by Yahoo Sports. That is a sports gambling website. And then it all clicked. That's also how they got all these massive, massive names to participate. That's where the money came from. Sports gambling is still gambling. Gambling is an incredibly dangerous addiction, especially sports betting, because it seems like something that you're just maybe with your phone, you're putting in a couple bets every now and then, but you can get addicted really easily. It's been proven over and over again that young men are especially vulnerable to being addicted, and even exposure at a young age, even if you haven't actually gambled yourself, already makes it so that you are more prone to develop an addiction later. And gambling addiction is one of the most lethal addictions in the sense that it has one of the highest suicide rates of any addiction. It can ruin lives very, very quickly. What these sites go for, and it's fucked up, they say no purchase necessary. They're basically giving free money to people who register, because these websites, they don't really care if you go in once and maybe you get lucky and you win some money, or maybe you just spend the money they gave you and then you lose. It doesn't matter. What they are doing is they're trying to cast a wide net and find a whale, someone who is going to get addicted and give an insane amount of money to this online gambling website. And as someone is saying in chat, my father was a gambling addict, but luckily the owner of the only casino around was his very good friend who kicked him out after he noticed things going sideways for him. Yes, that's something that you can do in casinos. You can go to the casino and have them ban you, but that's not a feature available with online gambling. And a lot of states in the US are now legalizing it. And it's very bad. And Mr. Beast promoting this to his massively influential and young audience is incredibly bad. It's super bad. It's fucked up. It is really fucked up. God knows how many people here are now going to be like, you know what? I wasn't really into sports betting before, but you know what? There's a big match on Sunday, and if I use the Mr. Beast code, I'm gonna get a nice discount or maybe some free money to gamble with. Why not? And then they start. And sure, maybe 8 out of 10 of them are just gonna use the money, lose it, and never do it again. But a few of them will develop an addiction and ruin their lives. And that is where you as a creator have got to, how comfortable am I having people ruin their lives over the money that they give me? And honestly, any sort of gambling sponsorship is something that just ruins my respect for you. I mean, absolutely, it is something that I think is utterly despicable. Promoting gambling. I'm not saying I don't buy the occasional lottery ticket, but online gambling is a cancer. It's like hard drugs, but more expensive and legal and more accessible. Like, if you want to buy hard drugs, I mean, sure, maybe you know someone, or you're gonna go on Grindr. I don't know if this is the case in the US as well, but here in Chile, Grindr is like, I don't know, like 40% like gay hookups and like 60% drugs. So you go on Grindr and there's people who just put like a marijuana leaf, and you know that guy just sells drugs. But you gotta move, right? It's a bit harder to get drugs. People, maybe, you know, the police can catch you carrying drugs and there can be a punishment. But, you know, gambling is way easier. It's just in your phone. All you gotta do is put in your credit card information and you're set. And yeah, as Attila is saying, gambling addictions don't just ruin the life of the person who's addicted, but often the entire family. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. It sucks. One of the big problems with gambling overall is that you don't get the high from winning. That's the problem. You don't feel like the adrenaline from or the reward from winning. It's been found that when they study people's brains while they are gambling, the excitement comes from the moment before they know the result, whether they won or lost. And the reason why that is so dangerous is because it means that they are going to have that reward whether they won or lost. And there's also a fallacy, a logical fallacy that people engage in. And it is like, well, I have lost 10 times in a row. That means I must be closer to winning, right? Because if you have, I don't know, like a 1 in 50 chance of winning, and you have lost 10 times in a row, then that's gotta mean that now you got like a 1 in 40 chance of winning or something. Which of course does not work that way, but it feels that way. It often feels that way, even though logically, like if you say it out loud, of course, you know that's not the case.